He encouraged Putin to invade our allies. His explicit intent to jail journalists, political opponents, and anyone he sees as the enemy.
Freaking hypocrite.
The surge of popularity for Vice President Harris based upon, nothing.
What did you guys think of the DNC? What do you think of Kamala now leading the charge for the Democrats? Well, welcome back. I'm David. This is Isaac.
What's up, guys?
We're going to have a fun time today, or try to. We're going to go over a lot of the highlight moments from the DNC. We can't go over everything because this was way too much content.
I don't have time.
But we're going to go over the best part.
Well, I love specifically today that, RFK Jr. did endorse Donald Trump. I thought that was a very good move for him.
Do you think it's going to help Donald Trump, though?
Yeah, I think it will, because he needs those votes, those independent voters, and a lot of independents are voting, we're going to vote for RFK. And so RFK took himself off the ballot in the 10 swing states so that he wouldn't potentially hurt Trump.
My question, and a lot of things I've heard online as well, is were those people so committed to RFK that they're going to follow him wherever? This actually might backfire some, because a lot of independents went there because they hated Trump or they hated Kamala. But now when you're removing that equation, if they're not fully committed to RFK, are they going to go with him to Trump, or are they going to go over to Kamala, or are they just going to vote write somebody else in?
Given the speech that he did, which we'll go over later, a lot of the speech that he did was very, very, people are saying it's one of the best speeches in political history. The way that he dismantled the DNC and the Democrats in the first 15 minutes.
Wow.
So I would say if you're an independent voter, go out there and do your own research. Like talk to people, get the conversation going, because there's a reason why RFK did that. But we're going to go into the DNC first, and then later on, stay tuned, we're going to go into some RFK moments to get it going. So let's check it out.
So I want to start out with something fun. So Benny Johnson, who a lot of you know, we follow him on YouTube a lot. He goes around at the DNC interviewing people outside about Kamala. So get ready for this.
Trump or Kamala? What do you think? Trump or Kamala Harris?
Oh, God, it's Kamala, definitely.
Yes?
1,000%.
Yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why?
What's your favorite thing Kamala's done in the last 4 years?
Honestly?
Yeah.
Actually, don't use this.
Kamala. Kamala Harris. Yeah, Kamala.
Kamala, why?
Well, she's honestly, I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm not.
Dude, that's crazy that person has the same voting power as me.
Too much on it.
Because Trump sucks ass.
Yep.
Honestly, I
You got
don't
to
know.
hear this.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not super knowledgeable, so I can't really speak too much on it.
Because Trump sucks ass.
Yeah, pretty much same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trump or Kamala? What do you think? Yeah. Do you know who Tim Walz is?
Who is he?
I'm asking the same question, right?
I've been doing my research lately.
Yeah.
So I ain't 100% yet, so I can't answer that yet.
Yeah. Trump or Kamala?
Kamala's she's the one.
What's your favorite thing about the last 4 years that Kamala Harris has been vice president?
She wasn't the president. If she was the president, then I could comment on that. But she wasn't the president.
She was vice president, though.
Vice president.
Kamala, of course. That's a no-brainer.
All right.
She's a woman.
Wow.
She's a woman.
How's it been selling? Good?
I don't know. We just had a bunch of police told us to burn our shirts.
Bro, I promise on my whiteness. And myself as a man, that if someone says that it's because Kamala Harris is a woman one more time, I'm going to gouge out my eyeballs.
Yeah, it's stupid, man. It's a lack of education and understanding how this country got formed. It's not. It shouldn't be because you're a man or a woman. It should be based on the content of your character.
Yeah.
And what have you actually accomplished in office? How can you be wearing a Kamala Harris Tim Walsh shirt and not even know who Tim Walsh is, let alone any? What is the same theme every person had that he interviewed? They didn't list off one accomplishment or one thing that she did policy-wise.
They hated Trump. She's a woman. And one person thought she was president. One didn't know who Tim Walz was. This is absolutely insane. Most Democrats or liberals that I've come across, they can't actually defend what they believe.
Yeah, it's all emotion.
At all. It's all emotion.
No.
And
what do you guys think about that? I mean, it's pretty crazy, huh?
But I'm telling you, if someone says it's because she's a woman again, I'm gonna lose my freaking mind.
Yeah, it really paints a bad picture for women overall, which should never be the case.
Now we're gonna go to one of Kamala's most cringy moments. Granted, she spoke for 58 minutes, so I'm not going to bore you with an hour of absolute bull
I don't want to
crap.
waste your time. We do it so you don't have to.
Exactly. We suffer so you don't have to.
Suffer and paid.
I want you all, while you're watching this, comment below the worst part of this and why it doesn't make any sense.
Or what you like if you're crazy.
Or if you're crazy. How hypocritical this is.
Consider his explicit intent to set free violent extremists who assaulted those law enforcement officers at the Capitol. His explicit intent to jail journalists, political opponents, and anyone he sees as the enemy.
What? Wait, hold on. Okay, so there's 2 points here. Jail political opponents. Guys, do you have eyes and ears? You don't even need eyes. Can you hear what she just said?
Did you hear that, Dwight?
Yes. Did you hear that, Michael?
No, Dwight. Respect.
Jail political opponents. He never jailed a political opponent.
He could have. He could have jailed Hillary Clinton.
What difference at this point does it make?
He could have gone after her.
Yeah, she had 10,000, 20,000 emails.
To be fair, the funniest part that made Trump a legend is when he was debating Hillary, and she was talking, oh, that's why we don't want somebody with the temperament of Donald Trump in office. He's like, because you'd be in jail.
And yet...
He never actually took her to... He never actually went after her. I think he should have, but not while you're running for office, right? So if he wins the presidency, the director of the DOJ or the director of the FBI or the CIA should have gone after Hillary for her emails, for sure.
But he didn't.
But she was never a president. She was never the president of the United States.
Correct.
Right? So she was a politician. She was a first lady at one point. She's just an evil person.
And also, the second part of this was January 6th. They were pretty much 99.9% peaceful protesters.
Yeah.
She's calling them all extremists and then is dumping down on Trump for letting go extremists.
When he posts on Twitter, peaceful, and his rally.
And what has she done at the border?
Nothing.
Allowed through extremists that are coming here and killing people.
I got a video for that. I want them to see. Enjoy this, guys. This is just 10 seconds of pure bliss.
After decades in law enforcement, I know the importance of safety and security, especially at our border.
If that's not a visual aid, if a picture is not worth 1,000 words, I don't know what is.
Oh my
goodness.
goodness.
It's right in front of you guys. 15,000 people a day are coming across the border. But this is not a partisan issue. This should just be protect your border, close the border, keep the country safe.
But safety is sexy.
But Democrats refuse to admit how bad of a job she's
Brutal,
done.
man.
They absolutely refuse. They will not admit that it's chaos. Us, we actually see what's happening. Yeah. But so many liberals and Democrats will not open their eyes to actually see what's happening in front of their face. It's absolute asinine.
Asinine, good word.
Kamala now says that Trump encouraged Putin.
Trump, on the other hand, threatened to abandon NATO. He encouraged Putin to invade our allies.
He has literally said that he is the reason why Putin didn't do anything before, which is 100% true. If he was still in office, that Putin never would have invaded Ukraine. And now she's saying that he's the reason why Putin invaded Ukraine?
Why has there been 2 wars since Biden got in office?
Because
and 0
no
under Trump.
one around the world respects the president of the United States right now.
Period. That's it. That's all I have to say about that. She's blatantly lying. She's creating disinformation on purpose just to piss off the American
Trump
people.
was the only one when he was in presidency that went to the World Economic Forum and did not bend the knee and do exactly what they wanted. Okay,
this one really gets me.
Now to the incredible aspect of voting. Guys, do you understand what the Democrats are trying to do? Is they are allowing illegal immigrants to come into the country so that then they can turn them into a vote, because they can say, you are here because of us. Vote for us. We will take care of you. We will protect you. That is the only way that they know going forward they can win, because this country is gradually, people are being awakened. And also, if you think about it, who's having children in this country? Conservatives.
Yeah.
You know why? So going forward, the Democrats believe in abortion. They're getting abortion way at a faster rate than conservatives.
Yeah.
So conservatives are the future when it comes to actually repopulating this country. All right, check this out.
and the freedom that unlocks all the others the freedom to vote. With this election, we finally have the opportunity to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the Freedom to Vote Act.
You know the funniest part about this?
I'm gonna lose it, dude.
Is that they don't want ID to vote, right?
But you had to have an ID to get into there.
To get in. And so they did a video. I want you to actually look this up. Type in illegal immigrant DNC. So an illegal immigrant tried to get into the DNC. They rejected him, and then he got interviewed.
On YouTube?
No, just type it on Twitter. Illegal immigrant DNC. This guy is on the right is an illegal immigrant that tried to get into the DNC but didn't have a ID. Check this out.
Cortez here on the west side of Chicago, Democratic National Convention at United Center. The Democrats, of course, want open borders and want an endless stream of illegal migrants pouring into the United States. This is my new acquaintance, Edwin. Say hello.
My name is Edwin. Nice to
All
meet
right,
you.
Edwin is from Venezuela, and we're going to take Edwin into the DNC so that he can meet the Democrats who want open borders. He should meet his new friends, hear the speakers, and learn about the Democratic Party. So, Edwin, let's head in, shall we?
Excelente.
Right. This is Edwin from Venezuela, migrant, invited in by the Democrat Party. He'd like to come into the Democratic Convention.
You have to get your credentials. Yep, you have to go to Jackson.
Yep. Wait, you mean he needs credentials and permission to come in?
Yes.
To get past the wall?
Yes.
Oh, it's like a border wall in a way, huh?
Yeah. You have to have ID, credentials.
You can come
Okay,
in.
to come to the United States?
No, to come
Not to
through
come to the
here.
United States, okay, but
No,
to come to the
just to
Democratic
come through
Convention.
here, baby.
Okay, you believe in security. You believe in securing a boundary.
No way.
Edwin can't come in.
Without credentials.
That's all I know.
I commend you on guarding this border. You're doing it very effectively, folks.
Good morning.
Hi there. We would like to get some credentials for Edwin. Come on, Edwin. Edwin is from Venezuela?
Hi, I'm Ryan.
So we tried to get Edwin into the convention. He's a migrant from Venezuela. No organization, just American. And he's a migrant from Venezuela. Wanted to get to the convention. We figured that they would love to have a migrant from Venezuela come in. They said we got to get credentials, so we're here to get the credentials.
Okay. Has anyone filled out an application for him?
So you have to. There's a process in the application. He didn't have that at the border.
Okay. I have my own personal beliefs on this, but right now I'm serving as custody. So I'd ask him to turn the camera off.
Just to be clear, we have been ejected from the DNC credentialing office because we're not permitted to be here. We don't have permission. We didn't go through the application process. It seems like the United States would use similar rules about crossing the U.S. border. DNC doesn't believe in that, but they do believe in it for their own convention.
Wow.
Guys, do you see the double standard?
Oh my goodness.
I know it's quite a long clip, but I wanted you to feel it. I wanted you to see it.
I love you, Edwin. Edwin, you're my guy. I love you.
Excelente.
Excelente. Who is not allowed to vote in this country? Non-citizens.
Correct.
So what freedom to vote crap is Kamala talking about?
Look it up. John Harris.
I don't need to look that up. She said verbally the freedom to vote. She needs everybody should have the freedom to vote. If you are an American citizen,
correct,
you do not get to come to this country illegally or even legally and not be a citizen and dictate how this goes. I'm not just a white dude spieling this. My wife is an immigrant to this country, and this summer she became an American citizen. She was not allowed to vote for the last 15 years she's lived here. Now she gets to vote,
and she didn't complain once.
No, it is an honor now for her to get to vote.
She cried when she became a citizen.
My wife is an immigrant,
she cried when she became a citizen.
She actually cried that she had spent 16 years doing it the legal way, trying to become an American citizen, and my wife finally did. And it's an absolute honor for her to be able to do that.
What we got next?
So, but Edwin, I love you. And again, my wife is Hispanic. I have a big heart for the Hispanic people. And again, Edwin was probably an actor, but I love you, Edwin.
It just goes to show you, even if he was an actor, they wouldn't let him in.
Here is a minute clip of Michelle Obama. And apparently this got one of the loudest applauds at the DNC.
She understands that most of us will never be afforded the grace of failing forward. We will never benefit from the affirmative action of generational wealth.
Oh my God. You freaking hypocrite. You're a hypocrite.
You're a millionaire.
You're worth like $10 million net worth and way more than that, but on paper. Own 3 houses.
If we bankrupt a business or choke in a crisis, we don't get a second, third, or fourth chance. If things don't go our way, we don't have the luxury of whining or cheating others to get further ahead. No.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to this. First of all, she is failing forward because she was a horrible vice president. She did not. Even Biden said that she was a DEI hire. He said he was going to get a black woman. He didn't say a black woman that is just as good as everybody else. He said, I'm going to get a black woman to be vice president. And then she was a horrible vice president. They had no other option.
Approval rate.
They had no other option because if they chose somebody else, they would have lost all the funding that Biden had already had.
Yep.
So she was a DEI hire. She failed forward. And now millionaires like Michelle Obama are trying to tell us that, she wasn't afforded this. She's like a person of the people. Like, come on, dude. I've worked my way up from the beginning. I had nothing when I got married.
Yeah.
We don't get to change the rules, so we always win. If we see a mountain in front of us, we don't expect there to be an escalator waiting to take us to the top.
There was, though.
We put our heads down. We get to work. In America, we do something.
All right. I do have something to say about this. There was a guy that was on CNN. I loved what he said. He basically said that Democrats have had control of the White House for the last 12 out of the last 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then they blame it on Trump. Isn't that hilarious? Trump had it for 4 years. Democrats have had it for 12 years out of the last 16. And yet everything is Trump's fault. Explain that to me. Explain that to me. It's a monstrosity. It's
in
disgusting.
that time, Trump was the only president that didn't have any wars going on. We were doing so much better economically. Right. We're not wealthy yet. No. Well, check out this clip.
This is live fact-checking from CNN.
Listen to this claim from Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester of Delaware about Project 2025 and former President Trump.
He has, with his friends, said the quiet parts out loud, but not only said them out loud, he wrote a book about it. What's it called? Project 2025.
That is false. Trump did not write Project 2025. The project's big policy document published by the Heritage Foundation think tank lists dozens of people as authors, editors, contributors. Donald Trump is not among them.
And that's coming from CNN, ladies and gentlemen. That's coming from freaking CNN.
And you know what Trump said at a rally about Project 2025?
What?
He said, I don't even know anything about Project 2025, but I heard there's a lot of extreme things in it.
Yeah, exactly.
So stop lying to us and saying that this is Project 2025 is Trump.
In the last 3 days.
It's all bullcrap.
I heard it over 12 times. Yeah,
because they're slamming this agenda and this narrative down your throat to try to gaslight you into thinking that Kamala Harris's party is the party of joy.
Yep.
And speaking of the party of joy, they say that they want to go after the elites, right? They want to go after the people at the top. Check out what Chris Cuomo had to say about the elites at the Democratic National Convention.
And this is a lot coming from him because he's very liberal.
He shifted a lot recently. I think it's because of his friendship with PBD.
Probably.
He's being influenced.
A big theme here at the DNC is that they're going to go after corporate gouging. And they're going to go after corporations, whether it's in taxes, largesse, loopholes. The RNC, we heard the same thing. They're going after the elites, the two sets of rules. Let me reveal a reality to you that has to be spoken to here, okay? These are the soldiers. These are the men and the women that go back to their constituencies and their communities, and they fight. They take time from their jobs. They take time from their families. Republicans and Democrats alike, that's what they do. They need to charge these people up. They need to be able to get them on board. But there's another reality that is literally looking down on them. Greg, look at the ring of sweets, okay? This is not unique to Democrats. There is a game of money. When people talk about uniparty, we are strangled by the money reality in our politics. Those suites start at $500,000.
Jeez, man.
You think there's like a teacher group up in there? You think it's like the Cub Scouts of Columbia County, South Carolina, that's up in those boxes? Some of them are lobbies and good things. The media boxes, you think they're free? Why do you think I'm on the floor? News Nation is not a broke company. Nexstar is a massive organization. We are corporate media. We don't have one of those boxes because that's the game. You pay to play. Those boxes are filled with the same people that they say they're going to regulate. They are literally looking down on the faithful and being told, yeah, we're going to break down on them. We're going to make them pay their share. They paid $500, $700, $1 million, $1.5 million to have those seats. They get hotel suites that are probably gifted to the party. And the same thing is true with the Republican side. And they're going to take them down. They're going to change how it is. They are looking down from on high at the people who make the difference in their communities. And that is the reality of politics. And I had my producer walk around and show you those suites. Now, they're not all the same. They're not all the same. But the reality is, in 2000, they spent $300 million on presidential campaigns. 24 years later, you know what they're expected to spend? $10 billion.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, to be fair, what he's saying is true. There's corruption on both sides.
Oh, 100%.
The Republicans are corrupt and the Democrats. The only hope that I feel like we did have and do have is that Trump can't be bought.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I didn't want DeSantis to win. As good of a governor that he was in Florida, is that he is not rich like Trump. So he has to basically, his lobbyists and his donors basically get to control him in his campaign.
Yeah.
So there needs to be a huge shaking up of both political parties.
I hate when people that are extremely wealthy pretend to know how you feel. And again, this is one thing that a lot of liberals do bring to the table is they don't like rich people talking down to them.
Yeah.
Because they're acting like they know how it feels like to be
And
you.
I respect that.
And that's something that, for me, I've known what it feels like. When I got married, I had $150 in my bank account. I had an apartment that I was hoping I'd be able to pay for, but I got laid off. I was in the middle of college. And so I didn't have anything. And if you have people trying to tell you, we're going to raise up the middle class, we're going to do all these things, I'm saying, what have you done for me lately? You've done absolutely nothing for me lately. And I'm tired of you talking down to me and trying to say, we're going to go after those people that are destroying this country. Now, I'm not the kind of person that thinks we need to go after every millionaire and billionaire, all Bernie Sanders. No, because someday I'm going to be part of that class. But you know what? We can make a difference by doing that. You can be wealthy and be a good person.
Money is power, and it's used,
the elites
it's used to corrupt the hearts of men.
And the lobbyists and people controlling the government.
Yep. Matt Walsh broke into the DNC undercover.
This is fantastic.
In his disguise, and he got caught on camera at CNN. Check this out.
This is fantastic.
The more they see her, the more they're going to like her. I saw what she did in the Senate. We served together for 4 years. She cared about families. She could work with all kinds of people, and she was effective in getting things done. One of the things she pushed, which we succeeded in, was $35 insulin for senior citizens. Now we're going to get it for everybody.
What's your response when Trump takes credit of that?
Trump takes credit for so many things he doesn't do and gets the blame for a lot of things he does do. He's lost his bearings, as we can see.
Do you know what shirt he had on? White dudes for Kamala. I'm curious to see what kind of footage he got when he goes on his show.
It's going to be fantastic.
To see what he does, because he's promoting his new trailer for his new movie, Am I Racist?
Yeah.
Go check that out, guys. It's actually one of our videos. It's pretty
Here's
pretty
a quick clip of Bill Clinton. This is...
He is a groomer of children, ladies and gentlemen.
He is. Let's just say Bill Clinton is a groomer. And he has been caught on Epstein's Island.
He went to Epstein's Island 46 times.
And look how much they love him in the crowd.
Watch this.
And then he did something that's really hard for a politician to do. He voluntarily gave up political power.
He's talking about Joe Biden.
Yeah.
He admitted it was a coup. He admitted that they strong-armed him out.
Washington knew that, and he did it. And he set the standard for us serving 2 terms before it was mandatory. It helped his legacy, and it will enhance Joe Biden's legacy.
He admitted, Joe Biden on a recent interview admitted that they forced him out. Go check it out. When you finish this video, go check it out.
Just YouTube it.
YouTube it. That's crazy to me. The
enhance
the
his
lying
legacy.
is crazy.
enhance his legacy. I am so tired of being lied to, man. I'm telling you, dude, like this whole election season has not been good for my mental health. Because we're covering so much politics. Yeah. Everything online is politics. I'm going to be so excited when finally, after the election is over, we're going to have to deal with like 4 months of backlash of everybody screaming. Who knows, there might be a civil war. I'm praying there is not. Yeah. But I'm glad when we can actually go back to regular things because we want to help people be strong, be healthy people, but we have to talk about the absolute atrocities happening in this world.
The reason we got into politics on this channel, guys, is because it's inevitable. It is such a crucial time in this nation right now to have your voice be heard and speak up for what you believe in, because this president, whoever it's going to be, is going to set the tone for the next 50 years in this country. And I really pray about who you're going to go after. And speaking of that, we have RFK,
which today he announced that he's actually backing
Donald Trump. Yeah,
I'm curious to see how that goes. But here he talks about, I believe, with the DNC, how they didn't actually say any policies. It was all about trashing Trump.
Instead of showing us her substance and character, the DNC and its media organs engineered a surge of popularity for Vice President Harris based upon, nothing.
Nothing.
No policies, no interviews, no debates, only smoke and mirrors and balloons in a highly produced Chicago circus. There in Chicago, a string of Democratic speakers mentioned Donald Trump 147 times just on the first day.
Wow.
Who needs a policy when you have Trump to hate?
Wow.
Ooh.
In contrast, at the RNC convention, President Biden was mentioned only twice in 4 days.
Wow.
I do interviews every day. Many of you have interviewed me. Anybody who asks gets to interview me. Some days I do as many as 10. President Trump, who actually was nominated and won an election, also does interviews daily. How did the Democratic Party choose a candidate that has never done an interview or debate during the entire election cycle? We know the answers. They did it by weaponizing the government agencies. They did it by abandoning democracy. They did it by suing the opposition.
Wow.
And by disenfranchising American voters. What most alarms me isn't how the Democratic Party conducts its internal affairs or runs its candidates. What alarms me is the resort to censorship and media control and the weaponization of the federal agencies.
That was so brilliant.
Wow.
Said it's all smoke and mirrors.
That was stunning because
that gave me hope, honestly, that he endorsed Trump because he didn't have to.
Yeah,
he really didn't have to, and he wants to completely reform the health in this country about the food that we eat and go after big pharma and all of these different agencies that have been weaponized against the American people. Where 79% of people in America are obese.
Yep.
That's insane. 1 in 3 children are pre-diabetic in this nation. Like if you were a pharmacist or if you were a clinician 50 years ago, you would see 1 case of diabetes or 1 case of this in like 20 years being a clinician. Now it's 1 in 3 children are pre-diabetic.
No, I love what RFK said because it's so true. Kamala, it's all hype. It's like you're going to a high school prep rally.
Yeah.
There's no actual substance at all.
Yep.
It's all let's hate Trump.
Yep.
Let's talk down and lie about everything he did. I mean, I was watching the entire Kamala speech. Every moment was something that I was like, how can you get away with that? It was so blatantly a lie, and they're trying to hype people up about we're not going back. We're not going back. I'm like, we need to change what we currently have, but 4 years ago, we had so much more hope. 20 years ago, we were in a better place than we are now.
Yeah.
Outside of the advancement of technology. That's the only thing that's improved in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
But
even as technology gets better, our health gets worse. Kind of crazy, huh?
Yeah. This is very frustrating. I mean, there's a lot of other things that RFK said. We might do some and turn them into shorts. But what do you guys think about this? Because we are at an impasse. We're at a crossroads where It is time for all of us to not allow our emotions to be manipulated on either side, but specifically the liberal side. They only go based off of emotion. They tell you what they want to hear. They are so easy to manipulate, especially the people in the crowd. The whole time I was just looking and I'm like, how can you fall for this crap?
Yeah.
How can you fall for this, that Trump actually incited Putin to actually go and start wars, that he incited January 6th to do all that? No, the truth is that he actually posted on Twitter, he said, protest peacefully, do not do anything negatively, do not do anything violently. And then this was before Elon owned X. They took it down. You look at the behind the scenes actual footage in the main building, it was all peaceful. There was not cops being thrown over and all this crap that they say. So guys, it's time for us to wake up. And I don't know.
Yeah, I believe that this country is at a breaking point and we have to stand up for our voice. And guys, that might not even be agreement. It's okay to disagree with people around you. It's not okay to get violent. It's not okay to protest and burn buildings down like BLM did back in 2020. We have to stand up for our freedom, our values, and have a voice. And that's why I believe RFK endorsed Trump. But let us know your comments down below about this DNC moments that we went through, as well as the news of RFK. And we will see you guys in the next video.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Peace.
Appreciate you. Peace.